In my opinion, there's a 99% chance that Barcelona will have a four-man midfield next season. Because how will you leave Ilkay Gundogan out or Gavi out? So without some sacrifices, you won't be able to play a normal 4-3-3 formation. So how would Xavi actually structure this four-man midfield? In this video, we'll be taking a look. But before we do, please do subscribe to the channel, as that will be helping us a lot in order to get this channel to grow. And also thank you very much for each and every one of you who have been subscribing. It is almost a guarantee that Gundogan, Frenkie de Jong, Pedri and Gavi will be the first choices on this starting lineup. Let's get right into it. Let's first talk about Oriole Romeo, or excuse me if I'm saying his name wrong, but yeah. I don't really see him playing in the starting lineup unless he makes a huge impact or he demands to be played. Because how, especially with us having Frenkie de Jong and Ilkay Gundogan who can play in that position as well and are more talented than him, how is he going to play? For the most part, I only think he's gonna come into play when Xavi do some rotations, where he might be the sole pivot, like in this area right here, and then you have free aids further up the pitch, right? But now, in my opinion, like I just told you, how is he going to? Do you see him playing in this system of Barcelona? Comment down below if you think that Oriole Romeo will stand a good chance. But like I said, if he really commands respect and he's an excellent pass of the ball, I don't see a way for him in this team, especially with Gundogan, like I said, and Frenkie de Jong being known or is familiar with that position. So other than that, when Xavi does rotations, I really do not see Oriole Romeo playing in this position. But I hope that he proves me wrong. I hope that he is somebody that can, because he came up in the Barcelona system, right? So I hope he proves me wrong, and I hope that I'm wrong about him. But like I said, it's very, very unlikely for him to just go into the team and Xavi persisting with him. I do think that this is going to be a more likely option for Xavi to go when he wants to play his four-man midfield. And unfortunately, like I said in previous videos, I don't like this, but I think it's very, very likely that Xavi will be picking Gavi on this left wing, where he will be inverting, right? Where he will be kind of like a second free eight with more like a double pivot with Frenkie de Jong and Gundogan being there. And we also do see that Balde obviously will be up here, but I don't have a problem with this if something comes from that left wing, if they actually do something there, right? And we might even see like a three defender, you know, with Frenkie de Jong alone here, Gundogan, Pedri and Frenkie, you know, like that 3-1-3-3 formation, you know, where you have like three guys moving in and around, almost like a lopsided diamond in midfield. But I do think that Gavi is going to play on that left wing, whether we like it or not. A lot of times it's going to work, but a lot of times it's not going to work. But yeah, for the most part, I do see that Frenkie de Jong might get preference over Oriole Romeo, and Gundogan might slightly be a little withdrawn. You know, we know that Pedri can also play a little bit deeper, but I think that Gavi will be playing in this half space on the left wing. Now, that is for the 4-3-3 formation. If we want to actually have a four-man midfield, I think this following formation is going to work probably a lot better than the 4-3-3 formation. One of my subscribers actually suggested this, and it's a brilliant idea, and it got me thinking. This way we can actually play all four of our midfielders. This formation is actually a brilliant idea for Barcelona, because this is going to benefit the likes of Ferran Torres and Ansu Fati greatly, because these guys are more like second strikers, right? Of course, they are talented wingers, they are like wingers, but they are not the type of wingers like Dembele and Rafinha, for example, wingers that actually keep width. So this is going to benefit them a lot, you know. For example, if we have Lewandowski and Dembele, then Dembele can actually come more wide, where Alejandro Balde can be more like the winger on that side. That way, Barcelona would have the normal shape that they usually have, but the advantage will be that we would have our best players in midfield, and we do have our four-man midfield. If Barcelona actually have somebody coming, let's say, for example, this is Ferran Torres, right? Then we know that Lewandowski cannot be playing out wide. So therefore, Marcos Alonso would have to play as a left back, where we may have like Koundé or even Kunde, or even maybe somebody like Serginho Dest, for an example, or Sergio Roberto, where they could actually come on to the wing from the right side. Or we would have to, like in the previous video discussed, have these guys maybe in that position like Pedri, or maybe even Gavi on that side, because I do want our wingers to also be doing overlapping runs like these other teams or great best teams do. And we do have guys that are talented, If we have Pedri could easily find passes in this area right here. But if you want to have guaranteed width with both wingers being on the pitch, the 3-4-3 diamond is the best. I really have to admit that this formation is very, very attractive in my opinion, because I mean, look at it. There's literally no, how can I say now, no positions that lags. The only problem maybe will be with Rafinha right here, but we can definitely work with him where he can actually improve, right? I mean, you look at this midfield: Frankie de Jong, Pedri, Gundo, Gavi. You look at Robert Lewandowski. You look at Dembele. You look at the back line. This is a really great formation to have, and I think this is probably the way that we would have to go, because at the end of the day, the only problem we might have would be if teams have great wingers like Real Madrid or Bayern Munich or whatever, Manchester City. But I think this is probably the formation that we have to go with if we can just find a way to defend. But I think the only problem, like I said, we would have is because everything is covered. I mean, look, we have width in the wingers. We do have a 4-man midfield where we can, and these are guys that are great on the ball. We could literally destroy anybody. And I mean, I don't have to say anything about this defense, but what we can do is, if we defend, we have to, of course, if these guys build up, we have to press extremely high, right? If these guys come back and build up, we have to press very, very high and actually bang on our back line to actually retrieve this ball and get us high up the pitch, right? So, and like I said, I also said that we must teach the Stegen how to be like a sweeper keeper. So this is a very, very attractive formation, and I think my bet will be the 3-4-3 diamond, like the Johan Cruyff days. I think this is going to be our best bet to have a great setup, a great system, because like I said, there's literally no flaw in especially positions, Look at the back line, look at the midfield, look at the attack. But like I said, we can dominate with that formation, literally. That will be all for this video. I do thank you if you made it this far. Please let me know in the comment section, what do you think about Barcelona's 4-man midfield? Like I said, I think it's very, very likely that we will be seeing a 4-man midfield. That is just how it is, right? And but also don't write off Xavi to give you some surprises, because I think that he has been a coach for one full season already, and I think he will be chopping and changing. He might even be making some big changes to the team, maybe a big change in formation. Like I said, we may even see something that we don't think he would have done, right? But let me know down in the comment section, what do you think, like I said. And also thank you very much for watching. Goodbye.